was one of, and Kansas Works was one of the speakers there talking about the things that they offer for veterans and for other minorities and stuff like that. Vet Biz was there. I got some of their business cards. There was two veterans, myself and one other veteran. He was a Navy veteran, and then there was another lady that showed up after that. But so we got some one-on-one from them, and they were talking about all the different great things that they have to offer for free for veterans to help them find jobs, to help them start their business, and all these other different things. I mean, I just scratched the surface. So there's a lot of great stuff that's going to be available. And I'm going to be touching base. I already sent an email out to them already and let them know what was going on and give them some of my business cards with the Veteran Hundo Club on it. And they are like, this is great. So they want to talk to me more later, just as, and I was like, absolutely, and let's see what we can do to help veterans out. So, and they're national wide, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure they're nationwide.
Nice. Well done. Well done, Joey.
It sounds like an epic ally to have.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I find amazing? For a New Yorker to get so much traction in Kansas.
Well, we are Midwest. So it's like
out of all the states, it's Texas and Kansas. We got a little bit of California over here.
Yeah,
where you at? You in Cali,
Army
right?
guys to do it.
San Diego.
Yeah, and a bit of France.
Yeah, a little bit of France. Hey, if you think of it, we got it all covered.
Yeah,
we got it covered.
We're expanding.
We got Yogi in California. Troy's going down to Texas. I'm here in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Then we got Ed in France, and then you got you in Ecuador. So we're good. We got a wide area between all of us.
We've got to get around a bit.
Oh yeah. So, I mean, but I really think that as I'm trying to get more to these meetings and build some more associations with some of these other national, like SCORE is national. It's a national program. So they have offices everywhere, even in Texas. And but they do a lot. So, and I've used them myself in the past. So and then they have ties with all these other employment agencies or other supporting agencies that should, once they are aware of us and figure out what we're doing, and I get some one-on-ones and maybe some Zoom meetings, then we should be in good shape for sure.
Fantastic.
But I'm gonna really hit it. Should be. I got appointment on Friday. Not Friday, Wednesday. But other than that, I'm going to try to every day try to make a call or send a couple emails out and see what I can get for responses and go from there.
I'll just give a quick overview of some of the things, and then we'll pass around, and then we'll circle back and I'll go into a bit more detail. So in the leadership team meeting, just for the public benefits, one of the things we were talking about is streamlining the organisation so that we can be more efficient now that our non-profit is fully operational and fully open for business. And we're going to be delivering our first two projects this coming week, which we'll talk about in a bit more detail. Also within the leadership meeting we've just had, we were all talking about setting up a 3-month program so that when new people join the organisation, new veterans come in, that we are going to develop a 3-month program, an induction program to get veterans on their feet and stable so that they're well established into the organisation, and some tasks that they can undertake that are going to be of personal and professional development benefit. That's a program we're all going to be working on. So that's a little bit of overview of where we're at. Just very, very quick shot of what we're up to. So I'll come back to a little bit more detail. Chris, as president, you want to give us an overview of some things?
Sure, I'll give us an overview. So, how many of you guys been in the military? Like, raising your hand, like almost all of you, right? So, you ever hear of the word voluntold? No, Yogi's
All the
over there.
time.
He voluntold. Yeah, he's like all the time. So, this is my recommendation. This is how we're gonna picture it, right? If you're a Hundo Club member, we're gonna voluntold you, which means that you don't have to, but you have to. So you go over to this website over here, and you go https dot thingamajiggy // www.unitedstatesveterancharityusvc.vet. You click this button, right? You see it? It says red, big old red letters. You click that button and you go over here and you do your mandatory voluntold $20. Okay? That's what you do. And that's what we're going to do as voluntold. It means we're just going to voluntarily do it. So it's fully operational. Me and Joe handled it out. We knocked everything out. Everything is pretty set to go on the United States Veteran Charity on a real note here. So you can click onto here, see our presentation, share it with anybody you want. They can download it. It's already been vetted by 2 Hundo Club members. It was Jennifer and Captain Troy as well. So everything, if there's anything you guys want to see, update or have what have you, you're welcome to do it. We also have the automatic, we have a link to the crisis line if any individuals need to speak to somebody. We also have Vet Talk. And we have to get Mill to Vet up here on the partners and affiliates. So make sure you get with me sometime this week, Yogi, that we can get you on the partners page and get you more awareness there. So vet talk is also, but if it's not an emergency basis, don't have anybody talk to them guys. So they're more of building a relationship type, and it's a great program run by, I believe her name is Destiny. Fantastic individual. I think she's 20 or 19 years old, and really just pretty awesome to be so motivated to create a program like this. So that's awesome. On another hand, we wanted to project a little bit of a showcase here of a finished project for, I believe this would be Captain Joe Arnold. His veteran lighting website is complete and ready to go. He has no testimonial, so go buy a light from him and get him a testimony, or whether his lights work, or they set your house on fire or anything like that.
Not an option.
He has insurance too. So don't worry, he has insurance, $1 million policy, so you have to get money on that policy so we can get it up.
True, I mean, covered.
So I'm like a little bit of sense of humor. I think that grocery shop. You can request a custom order with him. You can go to there and maybe Joe update this a little bit. It looks kind of flimsy here, like doesn't have any veteran lighting logos or anything like that. That's
I'll update later.
But you can go to his contact page there. That is his famous logo. It goes to his contact page. As you can see, he's got his Thunder. He's got his Thor stuff going here with his headings and whatnot. So you could send him a request. You can meet him on there. He's from Spring Hill, Kansas. He's a Hundo Club member. He's got a great portfolio, huge portfolio. He sold 85% of his lights, this guy. So epic material. And that is Kevin Barnes. He is an epic kid who loves storytelling next to his light there. So that's all I got for that. He's also got a membership page, just like, there you go, Veteran Hundo Club. He supports that. It's great teamwork there. So If you guys need some custom lighting or something like that, but make sure to check his insurance policy first, all right?
Jeez.
All right, other than that, another wonderful week. Welcome to Veteran Hunter Club weekly community meetings. Hello, Eric. We have Eric from Georgia. Georgia, I believe that is Georgia, correct?
Union City, Georgia, 30291.
Right. So,
Nice. Welcome, Eric. Yeah.
uh, yes. Eric, tell me a little bit about yourself and what brings you here today on Hundo Club.
I am the owner and founder of Retro Gaming Services LLC. I'm currently a 10% service connected vet. I have PTSD and I started this company to help my fellow brothers and sisters to manage their symptoms and reconnect with family and friends, doing something that I do whenever I get stressed out in the form of gaming. Very therapeutic. It works. Don't sleep on it, guys. It's a life changer. I had to have a mental health weekend because I'm buying a house, trying to get this website, dealing with my lawyer, and it's just for the past 2 days, 8 hours here, 8 hours there. I'm back smoothed out, and I am currently in the VA mental health program. I have a phenomenal therapist. She's given me some tips that I will roll over in the business. And also, I'm a Star Trek fan and a retro guide. I've been doing this since '92, so I'm your guy.
Well done.
Awesome, thank you. So, what Eric wants to do is he wants to do something pretty cool. And as you all know, veterans love gaming. We love to veg out, get away from. Troy's agreeing, Captain Troy over there. We love to get away from the world, whether it's post-traumatic stress disorder, our wives or kids or something in the nature. We want to get away from it. And how do we do that? We usually veg out and games. So not everybody's as proactive as Yogi and always on top of the next thing and making podcast shows for everybody. What you got, Ed?
Yeah, I thought this was probably a good opportunity to circle back. I mentioned that we're going to have two projects that we launch for our non-profit, and I'm glad that Eric's here. In fact, Eric is another recipient of our excellent website development and coaching combined service. We built his website for him as well. Eric, as he rightly said, is the god of retro gaming and the benefits of gaming and connecting veterans and their families together and dealing with their health issues. This is one of the two projects that we are going to launch with our nonprofit, US Veteran Charity Incorporated. It's one of the two projects we're going to launch. Eric has very kindly said that he's going to he's going to donate 10% profits to the non-profit from computers that he sells, which is a very generous offer. Yeah. So one of the things we wanted to do was to have two projects that we could launch the non-profit with and start doing those as educational-based initiatives and things that we know veterans need. So retro gaming is one of those, connecting people with gaming. We'll talk about the other one a little bit of time, but the other one is to do with entrepreneurship, business entrepreneurship. So in terms of the retro gaming, the idea is that we will put out initially for 3 people to volunteer to be ambassadors for retro gaming to help Eric recruit veterans who want more support with gaming and with helping them deal with their health issues and helping them connect with their family through gaming. And Eric will take a lead on providing the training for them, and we will provide all the training support they need in-house. So the 3 people that we'll start with will will be members of our organization. They'll receive all the support of our organization. Eric is also a member here, and they will be able to promote the benefits of gaming, just as Eric has described all those benefits. One of the things that Eric's got in mind, and I'm sure he'll talk about this in more detail, is having some gaming competitions, some fun gaming competitions. It's another way for bringing veterans together and camaraderie, and veterans' families as well, bringing families together through gaming. So one of the two projects, I said I'll give a little bit more detail. I'm really pleased that Eric's here because he can pick up on all of this and tell us a little bit more about it. So that's one of the two projects we're going to be launching, and going to be very, 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 very soon. Do you want to add anything more to that, Chris, before we hand that over to Eric? There's a bit more.
Yeah, I'll do a little bit of screen sharing here, so you guys can see it, since we advertised Joe a little bit and his $1 million insurance policy. Right? Hey, I don't know about you. I don't got a $1 million insurance lamp policy. I'm sorry, dude.
You don't have a 2 or a 4?
Yogi, do you got a $1 million podcasted policy?
I got a $4 million policy. Not trying to one up anybody.
But I mean, I guess the family.
I thought it was a standard. I don't know.
A $4 million podcast policy, just in case.
That's a minimum requirement for here.
I mean, how can you defame ex-President Trump at this point?
Man.
Wow. Now
I'm just saying.
Yes. Anyway, you'll get you back on track before you dig a bigger hole.
He's got 35 counts of charges and found guilty. 35. That's huge. Never mind. So I'm just saying. I don't even know how you. What do you need $4 million worth of insurance policy? Anyhow, let's get back to real things here. All right. So, man, these weekend community meetings are epic. So we're really crushing it, guys. We really had a leadership meeting this morning, and it gave us a hands down. I am so excited to jump on and tear up this education classes coming up. I think it's just going to be so powerful that when a member comes, they don't just say, "Okay, what do I do?" They get engaged. They're getting engaged. They're getting activated. They're getting hit up. We're having that aspect of eventually having sponsorships to guide people on what's going on. I think it's just going to be so powerful, and people are going to find purpose right away. And that is, again, as leaders, we need to do 3 things: find purpose, motivation, and direction. So I hope Retro Gaming Services motivates you right now. So this is actually a new project. He does custom computers. He's designing different types. Again, he's got expensive, it's still in the works type project, but he also wants to focus on a Starship type. He has 11 different type of computer designs he's working on. So if you have a desktop or laptop, he has custom made desktops and laptops that he does. So I think it's extremely powerful. He's got also the HUNDO Club up here as well. He supports that and brings a lot of enlightenment and things like that. Replicators and Section 31, who are the operations and first contact. As you can tell, this whole theme is kind of cool. Retro Gaming supports that as well. Boom, boom, boom. Custom apparel. If you're like a gamer and you're like, I'm a Halo nut, I'm sorry. If I could literally be Master Chief, I would go be Master Chief. From 117, and then you can get custom apparel from them as well. It's kind of cool, very creative, and also there you go. He does international, so we hopefully make a lot of happy veterans and family members, and I hope you expand it to Xbox and PS5s and all that kind of good stuff. But I think you got an awesome business, and I think I need to order a computer because this laptop is a crap top at this point. So I got to get a desktop. Other than that, Eric, go ahead. What you got? Send it.
Well, first of all, I would like to give a big shout out to everybody in the room. Troy, Yogi. Let me give a quick testimony. Chris and Ed have been the fundamental building blocks of making this a success. This is no bull crap. Chris and Ed are the pinball wizards that understand me. I'm an 80s guy. I like retro. I like synth wave. I like all the sci-fi, and I use that to help me sell electronics. But another thing I'm passionate about is services for my brother and sister. It's sad that I had to wait damn near 5 years just to get a bi-weekly meeting with a video chat with a clinician. We need to turn this negative into a positive and squad out and be with each other. Now, Yogi, I heard that you do something with podcasts. I do have a YouTube. I would like to utilize that to grow the business. If we could network, Troy, your fellow retro gamer, let's make it happen. Ed, keep on coming up with some phenomenal ideas. Because I'm telling you, you're part 3 of this puzzle. And Joe, if you ever come up with any RGB products, I'm your man. I love RGB. I like being in the dark, playing Mike Tyson Punch Out, seeing red, blue, green. I'm crazy like that. So really, guys, we're a member of a fraternity that not everybody could do. Because unfortunately, on September 11th, I was a security guard at Jersey Gardens Mall, and I saw the towers fell. Guess what I did the next day? Elizabeth, New Jersey recruiting office, and the rest is history. I believe in patriotism, brotherhood, and having a good time. And I'm serious. If you know any veterans that are having issues with PTSD, try retro gaming. You will be amazed how 45 minutes playing Tetris, Mario Brothers, Dig Dug, Burger Time, Castlevania, Metal Slug, anything Mario based is amazing.
I might just have to touch base with you.
Well done, well done, Eric.
I think you hit a soft spot over there.
Yeah, I might have to touch base with you.
Okay.
Well done.
But Yogi and his partner Christopher run Mills event. I think they're number 2 or 1.
Number 2 veteran podcast.
Number 2.
Let me tell you a funny story. I never knew Yogi was the guy that I'm following on TikTok, both of my Facebook and Instagram. Sir, it is a pleasure to meet you.
Wait,
Fame.
hey, you're recording this, right?
Yeah,
I need to have this for later on.
he is awesome.
I'll send it. I'll send it to
The
Chris.
vet is awesome.
I'll send it to Chris. No, don't worry.
In that organization, and I joined. I had no idea D. Yogi was new to vet. Keep up the good work, sir. Keep up the very good work.
My pleasure. It's our pleasure. It's just like you mentioned, it's for our community. It's not for any one of us. Right? We're one big family, big family that we need to be helping each other out. So
Well said. Well said.
And Troy, keep up with the business services. We are definitely going to network because I need a multi-million-dollar policy like Yogi.
But see, Yogi also lives in California, right? He lives in San Diego, which is one of the most expensive places in the U.S. to live. So he needs that $4 million. That's it. Tell you that right now.
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Well, I guess that leaves you off the hook, Ed, since you live in France. You don't need no $4 million.
I do try. I've got enough to cover. Enough to cover. I've had plenty of big insurance policies, multi-millions at my time. Yeah. Yeah, yes. Yeah.
So let's, Ed, do you mind telling the community?
Eric is trying to ask a question.
Yeah.
Oh, send it.
Yeah, Ed, quick question. When you go into McDonald's, how do you order a Big Mac?
with difficulty. I haven't been in one for a long time, but yeah, I do it in my worst impression of French. My French isn't very good. The fries are easy because that's just you just say Fritz.
Okay.
Fritz is short for pommes frites, which means
Right.
apple of the ground. Potato is apple of the ground. Is literally translation. But they got some lovely, colourful language in French. But I'm still very, very much learning French. One of my favourites is in English we would say fish or shellfish. In French they say fruits de mer, which means fruits of the sea. They have some very colourful, very
Yeah,
colourful.
I've heard that on multiple cooking shows too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very, very, very interesting language. Very interesting. But for me, languages are challenging. This is why I work mostly in English. But I'm still trying to get my French to be a lot better. But I think a Big Mac is still a Big Mac wherever you are. Big Mac avec Fritz. That would be the answer to that one. Yeah. So, yeah, Chris, you wanted to ask something.
Yeah, so this is our community update, and I think we have devised a very well and outspoken program that you have come up with to streamline our organization is to make two leadership groups, or actually three, the special,
Yeah.
the training program, and the I guess outreach program. Is the best word I could come up with, is that they deal with all the marketing and all the things like that. So I think that is a huge aspect. If you want to tell anybody or our listeners or anybody like that that are following Hundo Club.
Yeah, so essentially the way we're streamlining the organization is to continue the good work that we're doing, and it's following we're mimicking but not totally adopting military structure. And we're also mimicking but not totally adopting business structure. And as we've done with a lot of this organization, we're carving our own path. we're doing things that are different that probably haven't been done before, and very, very different. Yeah, so we've tried a number of things out, a number of methods, and what we wanted to do was to follow the military structure of having leaders in different departments, as the military does, many different departments, and we've tried that structure out, and it wasn't quite working as successfully as we thought it would. We also wanted to make sure that we could be as efficient as possible and as quickly as possible achieve our objective of helping as many veterans as we can and delivering excellence and surpassing expectations. So we've streamlined everything. As you said, one of the streamlined sections departments is special ops, which is yourself and me. Special ops is anything that doesn't fit under the other two branches, other two departments, we'll call it for simplicity. Primarily, special ops will focus on veterans benefits and seriously advanced coaching, and lead on those two departments, those two needs. The other two departments, Joe Arnold will be leading on marketing, communications, and outreach, and that will include all the communications, outreaching and networking, everything to do with marketing, communications, and getting our message out, and also potentially personal communications, interpersonal skills may well fall under that remit as well. The other department is under Troy Dobson, and that department will focus on education and training. So essentially, we're dividing into education training, marketing communications, and anything else that doesn't fit under that, with primarily focusing on VA claims and high-level coaching. So that is how we're proposing to streamline the organization. We're going to continue with our ranks that we developed, we borrowed from the military. So we're going to continue to promote people up through the ranks, and we're proposing to promote both Joe and Troy. They're currently captains. We're proposing that we would promote them, and they will take a lead on those two themed areas of the organization. And by lead, it means that they coordinate, and they will bring teams of people under them to lead. By under them, it's not the way that, in a simple way that the military operates. Leading is more of a coordination and taking charge. So they have special powers that have been allocated to them, as do all the other leaders. They have roles and responsibilities, and they can make decisions themselves. We still will maintain our core principle that all important decisions are voted on by all the members. Even though we are now primarily working under our non-profit, and the non-profit structure and legal structure of a non-profit is that the trustees, which is yourself, Chris, Joe Arnold, and myself, trustees legally have to make all the decisions for the non-profit. And yes, we're doing that. And we've made the decision that we will put decisions out to vote of our members. That's the decision of the trustees. We're entitled to take decisions as we see fit. And we want to keep that core principle. We're keeping our democracy. So all key decisions are democratically voted on. We're streamlining the voting process as well. And this is going to keep people more engaged. So instead of going out to every important decision has to have a balance of votes, we're putting a sensible, realistic time frame on votes, on average, usually about a week. And we're, instead of just asking people to vote on everything, we're asking for comments, feedback, anybody objects. And by the end of the allocated time frame, if there are no objections, or if there aren't sufficient objections, then we will proceed. So we will continue to carve our path of maintaining our standards and our values. And this is all to help veterans, all to make sure that we are exceeding expectations of veterans and streamlining our organization so that we can be much more efficient. One of the other things that Joe is going to be taking a lead on and building a team around is enabling us to bring income into the non-profit, because whilst we have very, very low running costs, we still need to cover our running costs. And we also want to make sure that we're generating a surplus as much as we can. And as the money starts, the donations start coming in, anybody will be able to read on our donations page our vision statement that sums up the world that we want to see, in the world we're striving to create. Anybody will be able to see that. If anybody wants to donate towards that, will be very much appreciated. All the money that we raise over and above our extremely low running costs, we don't have any paid staff positions to count them, by the way. Anybody donating that money,
Wait a minute, you're saying you don't get paid?
No, unfortunately, I can't afford that $1 million insurance policy.
What about me? What about
Oh.
me? Do I get paid?
You know the answer to that. Yeah, you get
Joe,
paid in your personal bank account. So,
Joe, you're
that money is
you're the treasurer. What's going on?
yeah, that money is basically
Put me
the
on
money
the
that we have surplus. Well, not surplus, the money we have available to us. We will go out to all the members and we will say, okay, what is the priority? How do we best spend the money that's donated into the non-profit? How do we best allocate this money? And we'll take all views from all our members on how it's allocated. So anybody donating to our non-profit knows that it's going to be veterans voting on how money is spent to best serve veterans. Trustees will oversee that and make sure that it is done fairly and efficiently and that everything aligns with the vision. But the objective is to generate money so that we can help veterans out and best serve them, give them the best education that we can provide, and we're not bringing people, we're not bringing consultants into the non-profit to pay high consultant fees. We're doing as much in-house training and provision as we can. We're always looking for partner organisations who are like-minded or open-minded, who focus on the benefiting of veterans, to come in and work with us and work alongside. So we always have a principle that we apply equally to partner organisations as we do to veterans. Come in, what can we do for you? It's not just what can you do for the veteran community, it's what can we do for you in return? How can we help you as well? So we follow that principle. So that in a nutshell is how we're streamlining the organisation. And the two leads, Joe and Troy, will ensure that we keep focused on our marketing communications and outreach side and our education side. Our non-profit is an educational non-profit. We continue to have a Veteran Hundo social organization, which is able to do work that the non-profit isn't technically able to do. So we still have that arrangement, and it enables us to be a very, very dynamic organization that can scale as we need, because at the end of the day, there are approximately 18 million veterans, 3 million active duty personnel just in the US alone. That's not counting those who are living overseas. The number is massive, absolutely massive. Sadly, if you look at the statistics, the number of veterans who are committing suicide, it's horrifying, and that is something we definitely want to overturn. So there is a time pressure here. We are very much aware of that, but we want to make sure that everything we do is done to the best of our ability and is done efficiently and is serving the best needs of veterans and helping them have a new purpose in life, a new mission, and be able to live the best life they can and serve the Constitution of the United States and the country they love in the best way, and to get their lives back together. They've served their country. The country owes them a debt of thanks, but they can continue to serve. They want to, whether that's in employment or self-employment or retirement. They'll continue to be able to serve, and that's what we want to be able to do. So that's an overview from me. One other thing I shall quickly touch on, because I'm conscious of time as well. I said there's one other program in addition to the retro gaming services that we're going to launch with the non-profit. The other is going to be entrepreneurship. We're going to be going out this week looking for initially three people who are very keen to work with veterans and provide coaching and support services for veterans to become successful entrepreneurs. And I say successful. If you look at the statistics, a lot of the statistics say anywhere between 90 and 95% of startup businesses fail within the first 5 years. That's a very sad fact. A lot of the reasons are preventable when you look into those reasons. With the advancement of AI, there are those who are predicting that's not going to be within 5 years, that could be within 2 to 3 years. Now, all of these things are preventable. Or most of those things are preventable. If you look at the statistics of success rate of veterans running their own businesses, more veterans run their own businesses and entrepreneurs than the general public. More veterans are more successful in running their own businesses as entrepreneurs. We want to see those numbers grow exponentially, and we want to make sure that they're getting the best service they can put back into society. So that is the other project we're going to be running. We'll have one which is around entrepreneurship and helping businesses, small businesses, veteran-owned businesses, to be more efficient and more successful. And the other side is to help veterans handle their health issues and solidly connect with their families through the power of retro gaming. So those are the two projects that we're going to be launching this coming week with our non-profit. that's it for me for the moment. I've talked a lot, so hand over to other members to ask questions, pitch in some other news, and whatever else you like. Over to you
So,
guys.
thank you, Captain Troy, for Captain Dotson, for your support in trying to find two individuals to homeland on the private side, the resumes and whether that person wants to find employment, and also looking for the holistic scale. So those two individuals are going to be great. Yogi, I'm also thinking that some long-term possibility here, utilizing your $4 million policy there to full effect. We need, we don't want to waste $1 of that $4 million. So since you guys on a weekly basis streamline through organizations, what you can do is say, you guys tear them apart from limb to limb, organ from organ. You guys do your dirty work and then your due diligence for that. What you can do is say, hey, Hundo, this is part of this. We would recommend from Mill to Vet that you guys partner with this organization. It would be a beneficial aspect. And because again, we're looking to collaborate to solve veteran problems. We're not trying to just solve it ourselves. We're just going to happen to be able to solve it ourselves because we're going to basically have this giant Rolodex of every organization on the planet to say, hey, you got a problem, we're going to be able to find it for you, no problem. That's the idea, right? So what does that mean? Yogi, eventually, I think I would like for a Veteran Hundo Club charity to be able to generate income for your organization as well as an official sponsor, as a non-for-profit organization to employ individuals. Again, we have to break even and or have plus money. So again, that also has to be voted on the community. Of course, that's obvious, but I think it's a very smart move to generate income for your organization and support a worthy cause, which is ours at Veteran Hundo Club Charity. What do you think about that?
Enough said. I mean, we already have the Rolodex. Now we just got to put it into practice on getting it implemented so that the community can do it. I mean, that's part of the reason why we exist in the first place, to be able to get the rest of our fellow brothers and sisters the information that we need to be able to move forward. I mean, that's what it comes down to, right? And no one, or he who thinks that they can do anything alone, is a fool. Everybody needs a conglomerate of partnerships and friendships and brotherhoods and sisterhoods to be able to move forward, right? What is that saying? He who wants to go fast, go by himself. He who wants to go far, go with a group. That's our mentality.
Mm-hmm. Mr.
So,
President, could you also please show us where our slide presentation is on our nonprofit website, please?
Yes, of course, for a donation of $1, please go up to that website.
Not 1 million.
That way, if somebody wants to go ahead and learn more about our organization, where is our presentation for our USVC?
Roger that. So on the homepage here, this is the homepage supporting veterans in their great journey on our 9 realms of wellness. There is the presentation on the landing page right here about us. This is literally about us. I figured it is so much better to keep it clean, simple, neat, right? We got mission, vision, volunteer, donate, contact us with any questions. So if you click onto this button right there, it will upload for free and download for free on your Adobe or Google Chrome or either one. So this presentation will allow you to identify, see exactly, again, mission statement, our history of what we're doing, why we're doing it, changing 2,500 years of written history, staying consistent with that change and doing something dramatically important for the global community. And it's going to be absolutely amazing is that once we have Veteran Hundo Club fully finished, the cloning process and the change is going to be so rapid. I could say within less than 5 years, our growth rate would be exceptional. It would take over the entire world within 10 years I would say the 10-year plan. Solving this veteran crisis. So it's a very short, fast strike force. It's almost like a blitz in a way, which again, minus the Nazis' aspect of all the hatred, the only thing they actually did exceptionally well was create the blitz program on a conflict aspect. So this is like a blitz program. Our solution, a little bit of history about us, are operating as democracy. Again, everything stays consistent. Lifted from every veteran has the power and voice, empowering generations through the 9 realms of wellness: physical, emotional, intellectual, social, spiritual, environmental, financial, professional, and culturally. And I believe the financial and the economic should be the tip of the spear, and let everything flow from there. Mental health or intellectual learning and everything like that. If we solve the financial stress, right, we can solve a holistic point of view. That's the whole point. Again, using our educational platforms, and I'll volunteer force here today, using our innovative techniques and our unique rank structure. You say, okay, what's the innovative techniques? We have 31 ranks, right? Each rank, we're going to implement that aspect of what each class, having a developmental class set up to improve you and ready for civilian world on a holistic point of view. And majorly is we have a whopping 78% better veteran life. Just our organization alone. We had an internal statistic done. It was 78% of better. That's how much better individuals overall have said that we produce. And we're just in the beta phase. We're not even actually doing this like full time, like on a rhythmic pattern. So hey Vet, what's going on there? All right, so that is that. If they have any other questions on where to find it, again, they can contact us right at United States UVCS, United States Veteran Charity is our organization, .vet. So does that answer the question, Joe?
Yes, thank you. I just wanted that to be shown so people, if they're wanting more information, they can go ahead and look at our slide presentation, download it, and look at their own convenience. And that would be something that I will be using, obviously, with the promoting of the business and the associations that we have, such as Mildevet, retro gaming, stuff like that. Bringing all that into light and letting people know about our great organization.
Whilst there's a little lull, I'll just pitch something else for this. Just for information. I'm not doing this to promote my own business because my business is doing this in association with our veteran organisation. On the 12th of June, Wednesday, the 12th of June, well, I'm having a masterclass, which is open to everybody. If you go to finchmodel.com or book.finchmodel.com, you find the details. Masterclass is about powerful messaging and about how to create powerful messaging and how to write those and what you need to know, and showing people how to craft it and how to implement it in their organization. This is something that is very, very current, which is why it's in this masterclass, because it's a no fluff, no sales webinar. Most webinars these days, you go onto them, people spend the first quarter of it doing really, really exciting stuff. Then it sort of slows down and then spend the last half pitching you a sales pitch. There won't be any sales pitch in this event at all. So this is in association with Veteran Hundo. and it's going to be a free event.
Can you
Right.
drop a link so I can open it up and
Yeah.
share it?
Yeah.
And hey, if you got anybody who wants to be entrepreneurish or anything like that,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Anything, it's open to all, and if you are aware that you need to improve your messaging, which a lot of people do. So I'm just going to get you the other link now. I'm just copying this. Most people do, and they're struggling to engage customers, or they're struggling with direction. Could be all sorts of things you're struggling with. It all comes down to messaging, and we're going to cover this in the masterclass. Cover how you identify your core message and how to write a core message and what should be in it. It's going to be a case study, one of which is going to be our non-profit, our vision statements for our non-profit. Just using that as an example of how you can create a powerful message and use it and implement it, and how it can be used in the organization. We're going to cover a lot of stuff. It's a 1.5 hour, free to attend webinar, no sales pitch, nothing to buy, just come along, enjoy it, and benefit from it. There will be work to do, and at the end of it, if you struggle, there will be a follow-up call, see how you're getting on, and give you any extra help you need from there on. So this is all
Let's
done
take a
in
look.
association with our non-profit.
let's take a look at it. So I'm here on this landing page at finchmodel.com. Where do I go?
That's in the look at it. I'm looking on the. It's under the services, isn't it?
Services?
Sorry. So I'm just trying to look because I've got it on my. I'm on the webinar on my phone, so I'm just. Yeah, it's book your masterclass.
This thing?
Yep. Yeah. Yep. So I've also dropped the other link. Yeah, there's it is. That's the one. That's the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do I do next?
And you just click on the booking link at the bottom.
This one?
There it is. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that'll take you straight there. There you are.
Okay. That's fancy.
Simple as that. Yes. I wonder who that handsome guy is.
How much is that tie there? How much did you pay for that
About
tie?
$4 million.
So
Couldn't
is this
resist.
going to be a live class, like in person or something?
It is
or-
live. There's no recordings. It's all live. I'm going to be doing one approximately every month. There'll be one, and they'll all be slightly different.
So I got what? $1,000 class for free?
Yep,
Yeah.
all for free. All for free. I believe in giving value, and I believe in helping people. This is why I do it, and it's very much in association with Veteran Hondo. That's up on the top of my web page. I want to make
Sorry,
sure that
Getting my
everybody
$1,000
gets
for
what.
free here.
I want to make sure that everybody gets the help that they need.
Total $0. Okay. Cool, man. All right,
So you
cool.
get
There
the
you go.
live example of how easy it is to book.
All right. Hey, there, you guys know how to sign up to $1,000 class for free. So anybody, go ahead, Eric.
Chris,
Go ahead.
how many veterans at this time do we have with an active monthly donation to the organization?
Can you repeat that?
How many active members do we have that are donating monthly?
One.
Yes.
Me.
Retro Gaming Services in Georgia would like to announce a monthly donation of $100 to Hondo for the support they have given me to help build my brand.
You are an absolute star. Thank you very much. This is, you know where it's all going. Yeah, that's very, very generous of you. Thank
So
you.
now the answer is two.
Yeah.
Well, I'm right there with you, Eric. But I do mine quarterly. I do 10% of all my sales every quarter. So
Thank you.
Hold on. This is a conversation for Chris. Can that be set up?
Anything that can be thought of or created in your mind can be created, yes. If you have something that you would dream, it can be made.
Joe steal my thunder. So if he's doing 10, I do 12. I do 12. I'm sorry. I'm being competitive.
Oh,
It's
wow.
all good. It's all good, man. I just do that across the board, you know.
I mean, it might be for accounting reasons he does it that way. I don't.
Yeah, that too. Well, I also do 10% for the Kansas City Honor Flight as well.
What's that?
The Kansas City Honor Flight, it's honor flight that they take veterans to a 1-day all expense paid trip and tour around Washington, D.C. I actually did it in 2017 with my dad, who's a veteran as well. But you have to be, right now they're doing Vietnam veterans, I think, World War II, if there's anybody left. And I think they're going to eventually get up to, I think, Desert Storm, but I'm not sure just yet. But yeah, it's all funded by donations and stuff like that. They do about, some do trips every 2 months, you know. Some are doing it like, you know, once every quarter or something like that, because just to, you know, rent the plane for that day with everybody on there is over $100,000 for the day. But you get treated like royalty. They have a armed escort, police escort that takes in front of the bus, and everybody stops. And the veterans get priority, like you're the president,
Nice.
you know, stuff like that.
Nice.
I mean, and
That is
you know,
wild.
the
That is
National
Very
Mall, you know, Lincoln Memorial, the Vietnam Memorial, their new memorial that they have that covers World War II and a bunch of other things. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, it was
Yes.
once in a lifetime trip.
It sounds like something up your alley, Yogi, to get with and do a podcast show on.
Yes.
Yeah. Honor flight is a big deal. And everybody around here, I think there's 3 or 4 organizations here in Kansas and Missouri that are doing it for their own honor flight. So all you just got to do is look up for honor flight in the United States, and I'll probably give you a list of a whole lot of different places. But it's a big deal. It's a very big deal.
Yeah.
And thank you, Eric,
Fantastic.
for the wonderful
Yes.
concept and donation and concept. So that means we got to do some paperwork for tax purposes now. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah. Hey, you're welcome. I mean, you know, come on. Get
Yeah,
used to it.
it's all good. It's all
Get
good.
used to it.
No, Chris,
Yeah.
think about something. Once I do the podcast with Yogi and I blow up, I'll be a podcast celebrity like him. So that's even more paperwork.
Hey, you'll be needing your own armed guard, won't you?
In fact, if anybody sees the co-host and knows about gaming, computers, or sci-fi, I'm for hire. Chris is my my business manager. Book through him. You know, let's make it.
So
We'll make it happen.
this is my suggestion is Joe and Troy, please get together sometime this week. You two fight it out, boxing ring style. Which guys you want, which ladies you guys want under your teams, which you think is the best, so you can split up the teams here.
Yeah.
I think Yogi, where do you want to mix? Because you're a crossbreed between special forces and Captain Arnold, and I think somewhere between there. Where do you want to live?
I'll just very briefly pitch in and say, whilst we've got different departments, it's not silos. So a lot of things will be crossing departments anyway. It's just a home to sit in. So, yeah. Go ahead, Yogi.
So you have exactly. You guys can decide. Okay, the leaders are gonna be focusing on training and or otherwise. What do you got, Yogi? Close this out.
Well, since you're putting me on the spot,
Yeah.
I love Joe. I love everybody.
Mhm.
But I do agree with you. I do think that I am more of a like a specialist project kind of guy.
Yeah.
So because I don't fit nicely in one box. I like to be in all the boxes.
I'll share you. I'll share you with Troy.
You guys gotta fight it out between Troy and you two majors over there potentially looking like so.
Yeah.
All right, but I think close this out, Yogi. Give us something awesome about Miltibet today. Also, thank you guys so much for being here at the leadership meeting and being consistent and praiseworthy. It's been honorable to serve with you guys. I feel just as
Absolutely.
equally honorable serving now the veteran community as I did when I actually volunteered to serve our country. And that is a very emotional thing right now. So I'm gonna close it.
Copy that.
Well, when it comes to the podcast, the only person that has not been on the podcast here is Eric. So here's your open invitation. Whenever you want to come, right? And then we all need to have a place that we can be safe, right? We all need to have a place that we belong to. And we're here, we belong to this, right? When we transition out of the military and as we're transitioning, we feel like we need to separate. And I think that's one of the biggest mistakes or common threads that everybody has. Instead of uniting and trying to seek for your next purpose in your next community. So with that, I'm really happy that we're here together. I'm really happy that we're making a change. And I'm happy that we're uniting our families into the next frontier.
Copy that.
Well said.
All right,
All
guys.
right, folks. All right, we got our mission. You guys got our missions, and we'll hammer it out. Presentations this week is going to be huge on the classes, focusing on what Yogi suggested, and we're going to stamp it with Miltivet's stamp there. Suggestions is focusing on the benefits for veterans, and we're going to focus on hammering out with everybody else's projects. And if you guys end up in a boxing ring, Troy, Arnold, you guys live a couple hours away, let me get some tickets. Don't,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The fighting over the individuals.
No placing bets, place donations instead.
Oh my God.
Oh man. Hundo out. Hundo out.
All right. See you guys. Have a great rest of the weekend.
All right.
And you. Yeah, awesome. Well done, everybody.